Come with me on a tour of the Omaha Works. We'll start with the 30 building in Department AC4. Notice how they have equipped this section with new Boston technical furniture. These workstations are fully adjustable vertically so that virtually all employees can be in the correct position for the job at hand. Another plus concerning this furniture is that they don't have to be permanently fixed to the service outlets or the floor. So if they're needed in a new area, they can be moved quickly. Further down the road, we have an older wiring operation. Here, the benches are not adjustable and not easily moved. In fact, the balancers for the wiring guns were installed only last year. In the patch panel wiring area, we can see an employee using a 788J1 tool, commonly called a bopper. This hand-actuated tool requires about 40 pounds of force to actuate. The recoil from this tool has given some people problems in the past. And here we see a pneumatic arbor press used to assemble our 110 terminal blocks. It replaced an older design that we see here, which is hand actuated. It's amazing what a little technology can do. Here we see an AlumaLift device used to install heat exchangers into our 80-type cabinets. It's reported that our female employees use the lift, but our male workers still need training. The side view shows the special adaptation used for the heat exchangers. Now we are out in High Bay in the buffing and grinding area. Note the lift tables which were installed within the last 3 years. These enable the employee to adjust the work so that awkward postures are avoided. Also in this area, the hand tools used in the past were up to 6 pounds. Over an 8-hour shift, this unsupported weight could cause muscle strain. Most operations are now done with lighter 2 to 4 pound tools. In the PCS final end, you see the use of smaller portable lift tables. The use of these devices enables employees to adjust the product up or down as needed, rather than being at or near the ground as were required when this operation first began. In the preliminary PCS assembly area, you see larger lift tables, which again allow employees to adjust the work so they can perform more easily and effectively, without a lot of the previous stooping and bending. Here we have our most modern wiring fixture. About 15 of these were brought from the Oklahoma City Works in 1993. These rotate through about 170 degrees and also raise and lower. Here in the molding area, we see something seemingly mundane as a discharge basket. However, prior to about 3 years ago, these baskets were made of heavy gray plastic. These baskets now are of light cardboard, and unlike the gray baskets, have handles cut into the sides. Makes them a lot easier to lift. This pallet contains products with warning labels. Packaging specs require all items, with few exceptions, over 45 pounds to have those labels. In 50 building, we see one of the adjustable Relax tables, and further down the aisle, the steel plating which aids in our turning of the larger reels. Since many of our wood reels now have rims of wood, the turning is still very difficult. Here we see the old twist operation. We still have about 185 of the machines in the factory. Lifting requirements here are the heaviest in the factory, with some lifts over 70 pounds. About 60 people work this job on 4 different work schedules. The stools help minimize the considerable stooping and bending also required on the job. Although it's difficult to see, this new type of insulate line will have its reels loaded automatically. Here we see a new style machine called a TEC twister. You'll note that the device shown, coming up here in a minute, allows the operation to telescope the reels in and out of the machine without any lifting. In our test area, we see again steel plating and turntables that assist in our material handling. In this new type of twister, a pneumatic lift is used to raise the supply reels into the machine. These types of twisters will eventually replace the older style that requires the heavy lifting and minimizes the manual material handling of the reels. Notice on this next new model the yellow ramps that have been installed to help roll the reel onto the pallet. However, we still want to know how the reels on the top pallet get to the ground. Or maybe we don't want to know. This is an older type spooling machine. Notice it is not adjustable. Additionally, the lever that holds the spools in place is another manual adjustment. New equipment to modify these machines is on the way and should be installed soon. New spool winders such as we see here are a vast improvement. Almost all operations are automatic or mechanically assisted. This is the old light duty room in the cable engineering area. You'll note that the computers were just placed on the tables. This arrangement made it difficult and even sometimes painful for employees to sit comfortably. Since this tape was made, the area has been refurbished with adjustable work surfaces and new keyboard trays. Our short office trip shows a new style cubicle designed by Steelcase, now in place in most office areas. The older style looks something like we see here. The employee, however, is new.